guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another video, and for today's video I have decided to do something a little bit different for you all. I have been loving everything that has to do with apartments, whether that be kitchen organization videos or cook with me's, what I eat in a day, and just things like that. So for today I thought that I would do a really interesting video, which is going to be a what's for dinner video. And so in this video I'm going to be showing you guys what it is that we're going to be eating every single day for dinner. And I thought it would be kind of interesting for you guys to kind of take a look at what I'm going to be making, not only for your entertainment but also to kind of get ideas if you are looking for new recipes to try at home for yourself. And so the really cool thing about this week also is that it is my first week trying out HelloFresh. If you guys are interested, I do have a promo code down below that will get you, I believe, $70 off HelloFresh. So make sure you go ahead and check that link out if you guys are interested. But for today specifically, I'm going to be cooking something really different. I mean, I feel like every single recipe that I have gotten for this week is pretty different. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get on to what it is that we eat for dinner. All right, friends, so we got our first HelloFresh package. I've never done HelloFresh, but I've seen a lot of people trying it out. And ever since we moved into our apartment, we thought it would be cool to try some of these meal boxes. And so the first one that we're trying out for this week is HelloFresh. We did end up going with meals for 4 people, like 4 servings. And the reason being is because I thought that we would either have my mom or Andrew over, or we could always just use those extra meals for Paul to take to work. And so that's kind of what we have here. We only ended up going with 3 meals for this week just because I didn't want to eat HelloFresh every single day, just in case I didn't necessarily like it. And I still want to, prepare food for 2 days of the week. And so we ended up picking 3 different recipes. This is all of the packages for each one of the recipes. And then we have our pork cutlets, ground beef, and our chicken legs. And so I'm going to show you guys the 3 meals that we picked for this week. But of course, as the week goes by, I'm going to show myself kind of making these really quickly, since this is going to be a what's for dinner video. But yeah, so we ended up picking 3 meals. The first one we got was barbecue glazed chicken legs with cheesy mashed fingerlings and green beans. And that's how it's supposed to look. Then we have firecracker meatballs with roasted green beans and jasmine rice. And then last but not least, we got panko pork cutlets with apple slaw. Hey friends, so for our firecracker meatballs recipe, we are going to need all these ingredients. This is basically what I have for 4 portions. Of course, if you were to pick just 2 portions, it'd be half of this. So I do have 2 things of ground beef here, 2 packets of green beans, 2 packets of soy sauce, the panko breadcrumbs, 2 of these scallion packs or green onions, basically a cup of jasmine rice, some ginger, hot chili sauce, honey, 2 packs of sour cream, Korean chili flakes, and mayo. And so that's all the ingredients that I'm going to need for this recipe, and I'm quickly going to be cooking it and showing you guys how it turns out. All right guys, so the first thing that I'm going to be doing for this recipe is chopping up the scallions. I do go ahead and separate the scallion whites from the scallion greens. And then I go ahead and chop up the ginger. I do go ahead and chop the ginger really finely just because that's going to go into the meatball mixture, and I don't want it to have really thick pieces. I then go ahead and pour the ground beef with the ginger, white scallion, some salt, pepper, the breadcrumbs, and go ahead and mix it up, as well as add some soy sauce. This recipe is really simple, and I do suggest that you try it out if you are on a crunch for time. Also, I didn't mention this, but on the side I had already made my firecracker sauce, which has the mayo, sour cream, honey, soy sauce, and sriracha. After that, I go ahead and just make them into meatballs and put them in the oven at 425 degrees along with the green beans. And this is how they turn out. Alright friends, so this is how our firecracker meatballs with roasted green beans and jasmine rice. It turns out they look really yummy. We actually ended up getting 20 meatballs out of the portions. So that means that we each get 5 meatballs. So Paul is here to try out our meal. He's gonna give us a rating.
So let's start off with the meatballs, you know? Just grab a little piece like that. That's really good, bro.
Okay, try the green beans, try the rice. I haven't even tried this because he came right on time when I was gonna try it.
The rice is always immaculate when you make it.
Okay, so give us a rating.
8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Solid for the first try. Especially since this is your first time making this, so 8.5.
Hi friends, today is Tuesday and we are going to have another HelloFresh meal. We are going to be making panko pork cutlets with apple slaw. And Paul's here. Say hello, Paul. So we're gonna make it together. So here we have some slaw mix. Once again, this is for 4 servings. So we are gonna have leftovers for Paul to take for lunch tomorrow. But if it was just 2 servings, it would be of course half of everything. So we have 2 packets of the slaw. We have 4 little packets of sour cream, pork cutlets. We got some breadcrumbs, an apple, 2 little packets of sriracha, scallions, Asian sesame dressing, and pretty much a cup of jasmine rice. And that is all that we need for our meal today. To start off, we are going to make the sriracha crema, which just has the sour cream, sriracha, some water, and a bit of salt. Paul actually took care of this. On the side, we are gonna work on the apple slaw. So we just go ahead and chop up the apples really thin. Then we are going to be coating the pork cutlets with the sour cream, so then that way the panko breadcrumbs stick to them a lot better. And I really love this concept. I had never worked with it, but it turned out pretty good. As you guys can see, they are right there frying and they look very yummy. Friends, this is how our meal for today, Tuesday, is looking. We ended with the cutlets with some apple slaw and the little dressing on top. It's pretty good. This one's Paul's. Paul is now going to try it and let us know what rating he gives it.
Rating. Boom. This looks good. That tastes good. The seasoning on it. I like this more. I'll give this a 9. I like this.
Okay. Fan favorite over here.
Yeah.
Friends, today we're going to be making barbecue glazed chicken legs with cheesy mash, fingerlings, and green beans. So of course here we have our chicken legs. Once again, 2 portions. I think there's 2 chicken legs per bag in here. 2 bags of green beans, 12 yellow potatoes, 2 of these little packs of Monterey Jack cheese, 2 of these classic barbecue sauces, and 2 of these, they're called this is the red pepper crema, 10 ounces each. So these are the only ingredients we need for today. And now let's get on to cooking. This one's probably the simplest recipe out of the bunch. We just had to go ahead and, you know, coat the chicken legs with salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil and whatnot onto a pan sheet. I did go ahead and put them on top of aluminum foil, and after roasting them in the oven for about 20 minutes, I go ahead and take them out. It says to go ahead and squish the potatoes with, I believe, a mug or whatnot, but this part was actually really hard for me. So I did go ahead and do as much as I could and try to squish them as much as I could, but that's how they turned out, at least for me. And after they come out of the oven, you go ahead and then put the barbecue sauce on top of the chicken legs and the Monterey Jack cheese on top of the potatoes, along with some salt, pepper, And then after that, we put that back in the oven for an extra 10 minutes. The green beans was probably the easiest part of the meal because we just had to pop them in the microwave. So this is how our dinner ends up looking. Yours is so funny. And this one's mine.
Not bad. It's like an 8 out of 10. Pretty good.
Hey guys, so for today's dinner, it's gonna be the quickest dinner you've ever seen. I'm gonna make arroz chaufa, which is essentially just Peruvian fried rice. So I have some boneless, skinless chicken breast here. I'm not gonna use all this. I'm probably gonna use like 1 or 2 because it's just for me and Paul. 4 eggs, soy sauce, ajinomoto. This is from Vallarta, so it's just basically Peruvian seasoning, but I know it's ajinomoto, so that. Some salt, pepper, green onions, garlic, and ginger, which I've already sliced really thinly because nobody wants to get lucky with that. And I do around 1.5 cloves of garlic, and then the same amount of ginger, and then the secret ingredient is some sugar at the end. Completely forgot, but of course you need some jasmine rice, and that's gonna be it for the ingredients. Now, like I mentioned, this is probably the simplest recipe you'll ever come across. So the first thing I'm gonna do is slice the chicken pretty much into squares. I did go ahead and get boneless, skinless chicken breast, which I really like to work with. I then go ahead and start with frying up the eggs. You essentially just want it to be the consistency of an omelet, which you will later just chop up into squares. I think this is just the easiest way that I like to go about making my eggs for my fried rice, but of course there's a million other ways that people do it. After that, I go ahead and put the ginger and garlic on the pan and fry that a little bit for a couple of minutes with the oil. After that is a little bit brown, I go ahead and put my chicken in there, and as you guys can see, it's kind of abruptly here, but I did go ahead and add the soy sauce in the mix. This was a very fast and simple recipe to make. Of course, after adding the rice, the leftover eggs that I go ahead and cut up at the end, and last but not least, your sugar and green onions to finish up with the recipe. And with that being said, that is basically going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me this week to see what it is that we ate for dinner. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up, as well as don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. Let me know how it is that you feel about these kinds of videos, and hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next one. Bye guys.